Hello, Year 5. Chapter 4, Blown Raspberries. All those in the crowd looked round to spot who exactly this gorilla was so excited to see. Eric was painfully shy. Such was his embarrassment at being stared at that he blushed redder than a tomato. Eric gave a little wave back to his friend, and then the crowd parted to let the boy go to the front. Gertrude shimmied down the rope with ease and lolloped over to Eric. He put his hand up against the metal bars. "Be careful!" came a shout from the crowd. "Gorillas are dangerous!" came another. "He'll rip your arm off quicker than you can say Jack Sprat," warned a third. The gorilla followed the boy's lead. Gently she placed her hand up against the bars from the inside, and now the palms of their hands were just touching. You can see a shot of it there. Eric smiled, and Gertrude smiled back. Seeing her big silly smile made him chuckle, and Gertrude hooted with laughter too. Then the boy stuck out his tongue at her, and then the gorilla stuck her tongue out at him. There was a ripple of laughter through the crowd. Hearing them, Eric felt flustered and took a step back. "Go on, boy," someone prompted. "Don't stop now," urged another. "This is worth the price of admission alone," remarked a third, and the boy took a deep breath and tried to put all these strangers out of his mind. Summoning all his courage, he stepped towards the cage again. Gertrude smiled at him, her eyes twinkling. Eric smiled back. The gorilla's smiles were infectious. Today the boy was determined to try to go on further, to teach Gertrude a new trick. So Eric did something that always made him chuckle. He blew a raspberry. There were tuts and murmurs of disapproval from some of the grown-ups. Tut tut. Ooh. Clearly, they were unimpressed with this childish humour, but the gorilla was not. Gertrude looked puzzled for a moment. Then she pursed her lips and blew, but no sound came out. Egging her on to try again, the boy slowly pursed his lips, pushed his tongue out forward, and blew. Oh, really? The crowd was not impressed. Looking at Eric the entire time for encouragement, the gorilla copied him. Once again, she pursed her lips, pushed her tongue even further forward, and this time, like a raspberry blowing champion, Gertrude blew the loudest, longest raspberry the world had ever known. Success! Despite now having his face covered in gorilla spittle, the boy couldn't help but laugh. The stern-faced crowd began to chuckle too. "Well played, boy. The child is a marvel with animals. This pair should be on the stage." Feeling 10 feet tall now, Eric was wondering if there was something else he could do. Could these raspberries be blown into something resembling a tune? There was only one way to find out. The boy didn't know many songs. One he often sang in school assembly, and had in fact sung that very morning, was Rule Britannia. So, replaying the tune in his head, he began raspberrying out the notes of the chorus. Eric then fell silent in the hope that Gertrude would follow his lead. The gorilla tilted her head and looked at the boy as if he was balmy. Undeterred by this, Eric persisted. The boy repeated himself. Gertrude tilted her head to the other side, and then a mischievous thought flashed across her eyes. She pursed her lips together, pushed her tongue forward. A long, low raspberry came out, and once again covering the boy in gorilla spittle. "Good luck with that one, lad," snorted a voice from behind. "Next you'll be teaching it to play the piano, or dance for the Royal Ballet." Eric could sense people ebbing away, but he was sure it was worth one more try. This time, the most wondrous thing happened. Gertrude joined in. The little boy and this great ape were blowing raspberries to the tune of Rule Britannia. Eric kept eye contact with Gertrude and nodded his head so she would keep tune. He was pretty sure that she didn't know the song. Why would she? But she was picking it up very quickly. Soon, those that had shuffled away raced back to catch a glimpse of the show. More and more people joined until there was a huge crowd gathered around the cage. Out was concentrating so much on teaching the tune that he'd managed to put them entirely out of his mind. Focusing on Gertrude, the pair reached the end of the chorus with one last big booming raspberry. Instantly, the crowd broke into wild applause. More! More! Encore! Play us another! The boy turned round. Because of the fuss, his face was now as red as a London bus. Well, Then, at the back of the crowd, he heard a voice, an angry voice, a voice he knew only too well, shouting his name. Eric! And we'll find out who that was tomorrow. Enjoy your day.